Amplify Daily number 67. Come with me behind the red curtain as I create and market a 30 to 40 person private mixer at the South by Southwest Film, Music, and Technology Festival in Austin, Texas, from scratch from my kitchen table in just 24 hours. All right, so y'all hear me talk all the time about attraction-based marketing and sales, but the majority of you have no idea what I'm actually talking about. This is not just a narrative or a gimmick to sound good. Attraction-based marketing has people show up to the table instead of saying, okay, you got me here, now convince me why I should care. It has people show up saying, oh my goodness, thank you so much for considering me. I am so appreciative of the opportunity. I took a look at everything and it looks like a really good fit for me. I'm just hoping that you'll consider working with me. That is attraction based marketing and sales. So, um, the way that I am putting together this event, I've taken into consideration the fact that I've been going back and forth all week on should I host some, should I sponsor this thing, should I not? And I decided earlier today, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and sponsor this event and like host an event at South by Southwest. So, how to get bodies in seats? I'm gonna send out the first invitation to this event tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. for an event that's happening literally 24 hours later. And South by Southwest is competitive. There's a ton of different events going on. I'm going to show you inside my framework of how I'm going to put bodies in seats. All right. So, um, just like any other promotion that I've walked y'all through, the first thing to do is get incredibly clear on exactly who your customer avatar is. So, if I want to do something interruptive at South by Southwest, it can't look like every other event. There's a lot of brunches going on. My event is going to be a brunch. It's going to be Saturday, which is literally, a day and change from now. It's going to be Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I intend to have a very specific group of people in the room. I want somewhere between 30 to 40 people in the room for a private invitation only mixer. Number one, making it private and invitation only is going to stand out from the majority of other brunches, which are come one, come all, whoever wants to pull up, like we're wide open for you. Well, not going to do that because when something is not available for everybody, now all of a sudden people are like, okay, what's that? How come that's private? Who gets an invitation? So that's the first layer of scarcity is making something that creating a scarce opportunity. All right, private invitation based creates that. Now, who do I want to be in the room? There's four very specific people who I want to be in the room. I want excuse me, and I think it's actually three people. Let me look at this. One, two, yeah, three people I want to be in the room. Number one are Black VCs who are leading 50 to $100 million funds. Now, this isn't pulled, out of the sky. I in certain groups, which I don't really put on my LinkedIn and stuff, I have hosted and facilitated private rooms with um, people who are Black VCs leading 50 to $100 million funds. I've got a list, directly on my cell phone, folks who I can hit up at any time of people who fit that description. And probably about 15 of them, right off the top of my head. And out of those 15, there will likely be a handful of those at South by Southwest. And if they're not there, they're going to know a handful of people who are just like them who are. So I know I can tap directly into that network to get one or two of those people in the room. Well, if you are a founder who is trying to build a company and you see that there's going to be Black VCs running 50 to $100 million funds, which are rare, right? You see that they're going to be in the room at a private event, you will likely move around your schedule and fall through that event if you can. That's number one. So you gotta know who your audience is and know what people to have in the room that are going to draw everybody else. So this group right here is gonna make the room interesting, and these are in my network, right? I can shoot a text message to a few folks, and they're responsive. So that's not me saying something phony, but that's the first person I want in the room. The second person I want in the room is seasoned founders who are happily running profitable 7 to 8 figure companies, and they're bootstrapped, meaning they didn't take on any capital. from outside investors. At this point, they're not looking to, and they are living the life of their dreams. This flies right in the face of everything the Silicon Valley really stands for around, investing, and you got to try to be the next unicorn. Nothing wrong with that stuff. But a lot of times people just don't understand their numbers, and they don't realize you can run a $1 to $2 million a year business with great margins, a really effective team, and be living the life of your dreams with the money that you make off that business, because it doesn't take that much. But we bought into this narrative of needing to build $100 million companies. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it's not necessary for what most people that are building technology companies really are trying to get out of this thing. So when I was running my membership organization, I'm Black in Tech, very heavily, that was one of the core things we focused on, is really helping founders to just understand their numbers, really understand what are you trying to build, and do you need to go after $5 million of funding, or can you actually just build a business that is revenue positive and live exactly how you want to live? So that second group of the room creates a direct dichotomy to this first group, which are the VCs who are looking for founders to fund deals with. And lastly, I want founders in the room who are seasoned, who have, actually it is four founders who are seasoned, who are, they've successfully raised Series A funding, 7 figures or more funding, in either a current or past venture, right? So I got the Black VCs who are leading $50, $100 million funds. I've got the Black founders who are running 7, 8 figure companies, no desire for funding, doing just fine, living an enjoyable life, revenue positive. Then I've got the founders who are seasoned, who have raised Series A capital either in their existing business or their previous business, which gives them a lot of great insight that they can speak from. And the last founder is someone who is not an idea stage, right? They are running a real technology business, but they are an emerging startup. They haven't really made it over the hump yet, right? So they're not getting a sustainable business. Their thing may not be around next year, or it may be, off to the races next year. We're not sure. They're still figuring it out, but they are running a real business with real revenue. Those four people in the room, and then defining the narrative of the conversation, being all about the fact that, listen, there's no right or wrong way to build a business, but there are pros and cons and realities that come with how you choose to build or fund a business. Those realities are best shared directly from the mouths of people who've done it. We believe that rooms that cultivate trusted networks with intention is a huge missing link in our entrepreneurship community. Narrative, right? Narrative. I'm going to write a clear narrative for this event, because it's so important to build a successful business. We don't leave the chance. Connecting each attendee to each other at the event as part of the founder of the South by Southwest event design is a foundational aspect of the experience. We're saying that we're going to do something different than everybody else is doing. I just want to drop you in the room and hope that you figure it out like everyone else will do. We're going to craft an exceptional experience that has you actually get to know the people who are going to be there, and they're people you want to get to know. And lastly, this is a room of Black tech leaders from around the country who are up now and up next can cross-pollinate ideas, experiences, and networks. If selected to attend, we look forward to seeing you there. This last line, we want to make it clear, you can't just show up here. You're going to have to apply to attend in some way, which brings a second layer of scarcity. Not only is it private, but you can apply to attend, which implies competition. Okay, if you do get an opportunity to attend, and all the copy on the page is around creating this mystique for the event around trust, around relationship. You can see pictures from our real events in the background with folks who you may not know some of these faces at a glance, but these are faces of people who are known in the Black technology space who have been, on our stages, in our rooms. And at the end of the day, if you're reading this and the defining line of how to be up South by Southwest of your curated invitation-based private networking brunch, if you're reading this, you are invited to consider and be considered for attendance. What is this? Right? You don't know what this is yet, but it looks intriguing, and the narrative is defined, it's specific. We know exactly who it's for, and we also know who it's not for. If you're somebody who's running a brand new startup or an idea stage, sorry, this event is not for you, and we're willing to say it up front. And everybody who's looking to be in a qualified room with other folks who are at a particular level, they see this and they're like, all right, this looks a little bit different. I'm curious to know what this is. And so confirm attendance, nominated, and attendee. Most people are going to assume that they can confirm attendance means RSVP. I want them to assume that. That's what happens when you go to confirm attendance. If you receive an invitation password, please input it here to RSVP and confirm acceptance of your invitation. Password. We're not having a password. So they're probably going to look back, scroll page a little bit. I don't see the passwords. Okay. Try to scroll. No, I can't scroll. Password. Now I'm really intrigued. Password. Well, why do I get a password? Who gets a password? Why didn't I get a password? Especially if I'm somebody who I feel like is someone to know in the technology space. So I'm going to go this down. You're going to nominate an attendee. Are you nominating someone yourself or another attendee? Oh, I can nominate myself. Yeah, I'm going to nominate myself now. And this is how we switch the frame right here. I'm no longer in a conversation about should I RSVP. I'm no longer in a conversation about this event versus other events. Whatever was on my schedule to attend from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is probably cut off. Because at this point, I can nominate myself for this really interesting event. That it's clear there are some hurdles to jump through in order to be considered. And once I actually put my information in, I'm not even in yet. I'm just nominating myself to be considered. So I'm going to be sitting on hands and knees waiting while everybody else is saying, hey, cool, are you coming to our brunch? It's going to be great. I'm probably like, I'm just checking on a few things because here's this thing I'm waiting on. Here's this one opportunity that sounds really good. It's distinctly different from everything else that I've got the opportunity to attend. And I can't just get a yes. The thing that I can't have right away is the thing that I end up wanting is human nature. And so the psychology here is they're going to apply and they're not going to get the response back until about 3 p.m. on tomorrow. So all these invitations are going to go out tomorrow at 6 a.m. So just a few hours from now. We'll send out some private one-to-one invitations to people who I definitely want to be in the room, like those black VCs that are running $50 million funds. And those people get the invitation password. They'll be able to RSVP directly for the event, which has people feel special. They'll see, oh, they see these are real password. Everybody's going to go get it. And I'm going to let them know. And then, or like you're one of 22 people who I'm actually inviting to directly be at this event. Okay, so let me know for sure, no later than 3 p.m. If you're going to be attending, you need to have your RSVP in no later than that, because we are only really opening up 40 spots for this event, and I'm inviting 22 of y'all. And after after 8 a.m., I'm going to send out this invitation to a general email list, which is about 6,000 people, and a good percentage of them for Black Tech, right? A good percentage of them are probably going to be at South by Southwest for the Technology Festival, and we are going to be evaluating the remaining invitation spots, the remaining people we allow to come in. We're going to be looking at those requests as they come in. And so as we find the last remaining 15, 20 spots, it's just going to be in the order of RSVP. So I'm not telling you you have to RSVP right away, but you may want to RSVP right away. That's how you add that last layer of the competition, not by telling them to do it right away, but by creating circumstances that have them make the choice themselves to do it right away because they don't want to be beat out by someone else who just happened to get their RSVP in quicker to be evaluated. The last piece of this that makes it viral is, I don't know if you guys saw this part, but this right here. Relationships are the currency of business.
this family meetup is curated inside of trusted networks to be considered for attendance. Each applicant must nominate at least one other founder in their personal network to attend, who they believe will add to the room. So, what have I done here? What have I done here? I've gone outside my room. This is how you manufacture viral momentum. This only works if you're doing something with a narrative is compelling enough to have somebody say, I am willing to give you the information of this other person in my network, and I trust that you're going to be mindful. I trust you're not going to be make me look bad. I trust that it's going to be a value add when I hear back from them, when I hear back from them. They say, hey, thank you so much for thinking of me. This looks amazing versus who are these folks that you got my information to? This looks like some weird stuff. They gotta trust that. So this one big plan inside all the narratives, all the stuff going into it. This is literally, hours of work by my team just on today. It has to look the part. You can't put up janky stuff and it work. It has to be well thought through enough where somebody can look at it at a glance and say, you know what, I trust this. So of the people who I send this to, and it's my network, it's also another gentleman's network named Harold Hughes, who's like the mayor of Black Tech, South by Southwest. Like he's a founder himself, really cool guy, knows everybody, always has events, and curates a thread called Black Hat. So like Black and South by Southwest, Black and Collision Conference, Black and Afro Tech, whatever event that you're at, there's always like this Black Hat thread that Harold is running where he coordinates all of the Black founders who are at these events around the country. And everybody can kind of get to know each other, and you know that that's the place where you can find all the different events that are going to be happening for our group of people, because a lot of times tech spaces are predominantly white. And so when you go to these big conferences, you want to be able to find like where the Black founders are. And Harold was always sourcing that. So one of the first things I did, knowing that I'm here in Chicago, and I'm not going to be able to make boots on the ground, is you need somebody on the ground in the city. If you're going to host an event, I've hosted hundreds of events around the country, large and small, tight time frames, large time frames, doesn't matter. With this one, I just knew that if I've got a nice space and a good location, and I've got a little bit of libation, I've got good food, and I've got good quality music and the right people in the room, it's going to be a great event, period. And adding the private invitation base, giving a nice narrative, and now I've got something that I can sponsor and feel good about it, and I don't have to now walk around trying to meet everybody on the ground in front of the room who people need to get to know, because who's this person who curated this great event? That's what I'm always aiming for. So I've got a solid place. I've got people in Austin, got great friends there. One of them gave me his office space, nothing that I had to pay on that. A few $100, they got to pay $400 one catering for breakfast tacos that are going to be coming in. I've got enough for all the people who are going to be in the room. We're going to do a simple setup, a do-it-yourself mimosa station, because it's a nice moving room, so it's a level one. Keep it simple. That'll run me probably a couple $100. And what else? Got a DJ. Got a second lab. DJs is about $500. So for somewhere around $1,100, I'm going to be able to curate a really nice South by Southwest event. And I'm going to walk into it and see it being set up for the first time, pretty much right when everybody else is getting there. Because there aren't a lot of logistics to this, even though it feels like a really well done event. It's mostly about designing it to get the most out of that environment and put those extra touches in so the people who are showing up, just leave it to them to figure out how to connect. Every single person who RSVPs, the people who actually invite to the event, once I approve their RSVP, they're all going to get added to an event, to a guest list on the Google Sheet with their name, their company, their LinkedIn. And one of the things that's mandatory about the event for you to attend is before showing up, you have to have actually looked at the Google Sheet and checked off the name of at least one person you want to meet, no more than 3. And so what happens is on that Google sheet, everybody is scanning the guest list before coming in. They're like, yo, there's going to be some really good people here. Now they're locked in for real. Because they know who's going to be in the room. It's no longer a toss-up. Every other event is South by Southwest that they're considering. They're like, who's going to be in the room? So they think that it's going to be good, but they don't know. This one, they will know before they walk in exactly who is RSVP to be there. And they'll also know that those people went through the same process that they went through. So they'll know that there's like there's an intention in the room for the folks who are going to be there. This is how I host events. This is what I mean when I say attraction based. It's got to be uncommon. It's got to be something that interrupts someone's day to day. You know, if you're going to ask somebody to take their time out of their life, make yourself a worthwhile interruption. This is what I mean by attraction-based marketing sales. So I will come back tomorrow and I'll let y'all know how the promotion is going. And then I'll probably come back on, I guess, Sunday, and I'll let you know what happened on Saturday, or if I do it Saturday, maybe if it's light enough for the day, I'll be able to let you know what happened with the brunch that day. All right, y'all. Amplify Daily. Talk to you tomorrow.